coming in to force today. It's 8 months to the day that Alison was knocked off her bike by a car, and Alison is with me now. I was looking around, Alison, for Saturdays in a Sentence, and your Saturday in a Sentence was just like, what? So you're recovering because you've just had surgery, and it's 8 months to the day since you were hit by a car.
Yeah, so I had surgery 10 days ago. And, sorry, good morning, Lorna.
Morning.
And then, 29th of May last year, I was cycling home after coaching. 4.5 minutes later, I was on the tarmac. Car hit me from behind, trying to overtake me. She hit me, and my arm knocked me off. I was indicating right. And her excuse was that my arm was in her way and she couldn't get past me. So... So that's it. That was me on the tarmac, road closed, 2 police cars, 2 ambulances. So that was it. So.
Oh gosh, yeah. Alison, that must have been. I mean, it sounds like it happened so quickly as well. I mean, just like within seconds, there you are cycling along, and the next, you're on the floor. And my goodness, it's. I mean, is it? You've said to me it's been life changing.
It has been life changing. You know. I haven't worked since that day, so 8 months since I've worked. You know, I've lost a lot of body strength. I've got no muscle mass left on the upper body. I handed my notice in as a firefighter because I couldn't handle it mentally, the pressure of trying to get well again. You know, it's been 8 months already. I've got another 5 months of recovery. That'll be like over a year out of work. But I'll be 52 and I can't get back to where I was, before. So I think to ease the pressure off myself, I handed my notice in, and actually I've just been recovering all that time, mentally more than anything. It did affect me mentally, to have no use. You know, I was working or available for work like 20 hours a day as a firefighter, doing things through the day and then on call every night, and then suddenly to have no use, like I lost my self-worth, my self-confidence. So yeah, it's been tough, but I've had some support from my husband, my son, my friends, my squash family, and obviously I have over the last couple of years raised nearly £10,000 for the firefighter,
yeah.
Which I never thought I'd need, but without them I would have struggled this time. They've given me counselling every week, so
Alison,
I've had some good support to get me through.
Well, and I mean, just for people that may not, because we've spoken before here on BBC CWR in the past, and you were super fit firefighter. You mentioned raising money through COVID and through lockdown. You were doing challenges, and I mean, you just like a supreme fitness girl, and also just the most wonderful person, always putting other people first. And I mean, the irony of you having raised all that money and then you needing that support.
Yeah, I mean, I never raised it because I thought I needed it. I raised it because they're a good charity that support firefighters, in service and out of once you leave the job. So obviously I've left now. Yeah, I've got support from them for life. So I am planning to do another charity bike ride on a static bike while I'm off poorly to raise funds for them to kind of say thank you for supporting me, because I wouldn't be where I am mentally if it wasn't for them. Physically I think I'd have coped a little bit because that's the way I'm driven, but I would have struggled mentally. So yeah, absolutely, it's great.
I mean, Alison, what you've been through sounds just, crikey, no wonder mentally you've had a challenge, and you are so fit. You were like physically and mentally, to then suddenly be faced with those challenges is incredibly difficult to deal with. And also you go looking for levels of resilience that you just, where am I going to find the resilience to deal with this? You are doing it. And where are you? Because what I can hear is lots of noises. So where are you now?
Okay, so this is me in a nutshell. So obviously, I'm a squash coach.
Yeah.
I run my junior squash every Saturday. I can't do it at the moment. I can't. I've got 3 working limbs. One limb is obviously out of action completely because of my shoulder surgery. So I'm using my 3 working limbs to walk to the squash club at Warwick Boat Club and be there as a moral support for the other coaches that are helping run the session. I can't coach, but I want to be there. So I'm walking 5 miles to get to the club so that I can just be there. I've got 3 limbs, I might as well use them.
Yes, and these changes today to the highway code. I mean, we've heard a little bit about whether or not there's enough awareness. This is, generically speaking, you've been a cyclist for a very long time, and you've had the most horrific experience of what the worst that can happen when you are hit on a bike by a car. These changes, do you welcome them? Do you think that there is enough publicity around them?
I absolutely welcome the changes, absolutely. To protect the most vulnerable pedestrians, horses, cyclists, cars, through to HCVs, the priority is bang on. There has not been enough publicity. As a cyclist, I know loads. The publicity has been targeted at cyclists and possibly horse riders. But with respect to motor vehicle drivers, there's been very, very little publicity. The campaign has been weak, in my opinion. So when I talk to people about the changes on the 29th of January, they're like, what changes? So people don't know. And I think, as of today, there'll be more frustration on the road by car drivers, potentially more accidents, especially for pedestrians, with them having more right of way. And with the cyclists having that primary position in the highway code, as a cyclist, that is how I cycle. I cycle in primary position anyway. And then if it's safe to do so, if I think it's safe for a car to overtake me, I pull into secondary position. But I won't ride in the gutter. I'm not one to ride in the gutter because there's drains, there's potholes, there's all sorts. The infrastructure in this country, on the whole, it's not great. It's as simple as that. So we all have to learn to live with what we've got. We've got what we've got. Hopefully, over time, the infrastructure will change and improve. Yeah. Everyone, not just cyclists. I'm a car driver. I pay road tax or emissions tax, whatever it's called.
Absolutely, and just getting the road system up so that it's there with potholes are a nightmare, especially this time of year when the road starts breaking up.
Absolutely.
Alison, I'm really pleased to talk to you as you are walking, as you are heading to the squash club. I'm sure they're going to be delighted to see you. Please be careful. And the other thing that I want to say is you will get back on that bike, Alison, because having known you and only a little, I very much know the strength that there is inside of you, and you will do that, and you will be back on your bike. Stay in touch and let us know how that recovery goes, and also be gentle with yourself. You take care, Alison. You are awesome.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you for talking, and thank you for sharing your story. 8 months to the day, Alison was knocked off her bike, and I can't begin to tell you how supremely active and fit Alison was. It's been totally life-changing for her, and welcoming those changes to the highway code. Maybe if you're heading out in your car today and you are going to be taken to the road, you might take a little look at what those changes are so you are aware of them, because as you hear, if you're involved in an incident like that, as Alison was, it's totally life-changing. But go on, Alison, get to the squash club, go and help everybody out there. You're on your way.
Saturday morning.